Welcome to the 3rd anniversary celebration here on the Kiss Army Things podcast. Today, we're dedicating the entire episode to you. You're probably thinking, well, what do you mean you're dedicating the show to us? What does that actually mean? So today, we're going to be reading a bunch of your guys' stories, comments, sharing your guys' memories. Some of these are more recent. Some of these actually go back a year.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I have some pretty old comments, but just some awesome stuff from the Kiss Army that people have told us. So
Nice.
I've been gathering these comments. I got a nice little list for us to go through here today. But look, hey, it's the 3rd anniversary of the podcast, which
That's
I think
crazy.
is pretty crazy.
That's crazy.
Honestly, wasn't sure how long this would go when Jeb and I started. But when we started, it was really just, we want to talk about Kiss.
Yeah.
We want to celebrate Kiss. It was right in the middle of the pandemic. We were kind of, bored in this in-between phase, not sure, what's going to happen with the tour. Will there even be a tour? So instead of sitting around idly waiting for, Kiss to do something, which they actually did, 2020 Goodbye.
That's true, yeah.
That Kiss 2020 Goodbye event was the spark for this podcast. It's kind of funny. Everybody only took away from that event. Oh, nobody got their merch. Nobody got their merch.
But the merch was not the event itself. The event was fantastic.
Exactly. And this is kind of a funny thing about life too. Life is all about perspective. Life is about what happens. Life is not about what happens to you. It's about how you react,
That's right.
how you respond, your attitude. And so Jeb and I's attitude was, and yours as well after that performance was, if Kiss, can get out there and do the biggest show they had ever done and will ever do in the middle of a pandemic when everybody else is like kind of just sitting idly by waiting, they actually did it. They put on a show. They did something for the fans. And so I thought, you know what? No, we're not going to sit around and do nothing. We're going to start our own Kiss podcast. We're going to share our stories, our memories, invite everyone else to do so. We're going to celebrate all 50 years, all 10 members, all albums, all everything. And so we're glad that you guys have been with us for 3 years. Stick around to the very end of the episode because we're going to be having a very, very special announcement where you may or may not have the chance to win something.
Ooh.
So thank you guys for being here and for watching this episode. Please stick around to the very end. Daphne, how are you doing? What is this that you've got here? You told me you were making a drink, but you didn't quite specify.
This is just my own homemade green tea cranberry juice concoction that I like to make.
Okay, I saw you with the honey. Pouring honey in there, so I thought, okay, she's got something concocted.
Yeah, I have like a specific little iced tea drink that I like to make myself, especially in the summertime. Wasn't quite feeling the soda today, but obviously always have to have at least a Kiss cup if I'm going to be having something other than my back.
Thank you for letting me use giving some of the actual items to use. Because
thank you for letting me use something from the shelf.
A lot of the stuff just sits around here, and so I'm beginning to start, using my things. I've been collecting for so long, and it's been mostly just for like display and for show, but I'm really starting to post end of the road. Really be open to the idea of actually using my stuff. I just did a video on our Patreon talking about, Kiss wallets and, getting a new Kiss wallet and all that. And, of course, here you are again, actually using as opposed to just letting it collect dust.
Right.
We're actually using the stuff. So that's really, really cool. Let's start off with the Kiss Spotlight, as always. You want to kick us off, and I'll just kind of throw it to you and see what you got going for us?
Yeah. So my spotlight this week is Unmasked. I know we've been talking a lot about Dynasty because it was a big anniversary for that, and we had, the release of products, which we'll talk about and stuff.
Absolutely.
But something that also happened this past week was the anniversary of Unmasked. I think on Monday, the 20th.
That's true.
So I've been listening to that for the past couple of days, and I've spotlighted.
Yeah, I don't know.
Unmasked before, and I just absolutely love that album. It's just full of bops.
Full of bops.
It's my kind of music.
They're not bangers, they're bops.
Yeah, they are bops. But there's just so many good ones. I've always talked about how much I love Tomorrow, but also Naked City is one of my favorite Gene songs ever.
Yeah, that one I
always
slept on. It
gets better every time I listen to it.
I never gave it the time of day before, but now it's like my favorite song on the album.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite Gene songs across the entire Kiss discography. I love it so much.
Yeah.
It's just a great feel-good album. I don't think there's really any...
You were listening to it out in the hammock too, weren't you?
I was listening to it in the car today, out in the hammock, enjoying the beautiful weather we got in Indiana today.
Perfect album.
It's a good, feel-good album. I love it.
So, I personally think that I like Unmasked more than Dynasty.
100%.
Which is kind of funny because most fans are kind of the opposite, where Dynasty is like one of their favorite albums, but maybe Unmasked is one of their least favorite. And I don't know. Which
is valid. Everybody has their own taste.
Sure.
But for me, that's an easy. Yeah,
easy as it seems, right?
Yes, exactly. I would listen to Unmasked over. Yeah. For me, there's just I don't know. There's just way fewer skips for me personally on Unmasked than there are on Dynasty, but I personal preference.
A lot of folks would say that both those albums have a fair amount of filler on them, but I would say that Dynasty is a shorter album with more filler.
I agree.
For me, Unmasked is a really fun album. It's one of the most fun Kiss albums.
It is.
To listen to. Both those albums, Dynasty and Unmasked, will find me dancing. We were listening to Dynasty before this, and I was dancing. To Magic Touch or Charisma, whatever it was. Both, yeah, absolutely. It was good music. 79 80, they were doing some really good, fun music. It wasn't as hard and heavy as it was in the early 70s, but they were becoming a little bit more light and fun.
Yeah.
For better or for worse. But,
right, and I understand if people don't like that, but I do. Yeah. I absolutely love the album, so that's my spotlight this week.
I might just piggyback off of yours. I mean, I don't really have a spotlight other than, Dynasty still... I have Kiss 40 out in the car.
Okay.
I'm always listening to Kiss 40. It's like a good backup. I think Kiss 40 had a release date. I think Kiss 40 was the same day as Dynasty, actually.
Really? Okay.
So there was a lot of...
Like the 23rd or something like that?
Yes, I think the 23rd of May was also the anniversary of Kiss 40. So, that's just always in my car. But yeah, it's funny how May and then especially September.
Yes, I was going to say something towards the fall. I knew that.
September is full of anniversaries. But yeah, it's just it's always a reason to celebrate around this time for
Absolutely.
Kiss. There's always a reason to celebrate. So yeah, I might just kind of piggyback off of yours and just kind of also sub-spotlight Kiss 40 and all that. But yeah, I did want to get to some follow-ups from the last episode because we kind of mentioned, was there going to be a 45th anniversary merch drop for Dynasty?
Yep.
And to my surprise, they dropped some things a day or two early.
Yeah, there was like a
shirt. There were lots of shirts. There were
shirts, but nothing else until the actual day. It was kind of strange, and it wasn't. I don't think they even posted about it until the day that they dropped everything.
Yeah, I don't know. I just saw somebody posting a link saying there was some items posted, and click the link, and there were maybe like 6 shirts, 8 shirts, something like that, with the
faces.
The 4 with the faces, which those were kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's just I'm not gonna buy 4 shirts. And,
right, because they were individual, right? Like one for each, which is cool to have.
It looked cool, but I'm not going to buy 4 or even 1 of those shirts. But it was still cool and kind of weird to see how they dropped a bunch of stuff before the actual anniversary date.
Right, that was odd.
So I don't know what the reasoning behind that was, but once the anniversary date actually came around, there were lots of other stuff uploaded to the site. And one of the things I thought was really cool was a Dynasty mirror.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be honest, there weren't really a whole lot of things that I was like jumping at.
Like tempted to
get. I didn't buy anything.
Yeah, I think that was the only one you were really tempted by.
The only thing I was like half tempted was that Dynasty mirror. A 10x10 mirror with the lower half being the band. I was like, that's kind of cool. Only $25. Like some things they have are like astronomically priced.
Yeah.
And there's some things that are like, you guys could have gotten away with like 40, 50 if you wanted to, but whatever, fine. So the mirror was the only thing that I was personally tempted to buy, but decided not to.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, you were like, where am I going to put it? Do I need it?
For real. I mean,
Probably not.
I wanted to because it was cheap and I wanted to have something to buy and open on the show, but I thought, you know what, it's just not practical. There's no reason for it. If I did have a 10x10 spot open and needed to, look in the mirror and what would I do? It's a freaking mirror. You know what I mean? I actually already bought a Kiss mirror this year, the Kiss Glam Light mirror.
Yeah.
So I already have a Kiss mirror, so why buy another one? Now, the robe, even though it was a women's robe.
Oh, I love the robe.
The robe was
that like
sweet.
Silky kimono pink.
Yes,
like hot
the
pink.
kimono style was
so cute.
Was really cool.
Yeah.
I like that. It looked very silky, very cool. Only $70.
I was gonna say it wasn't outrageous either.
Which, I mean, I'm sure 70s, it's definitely probably overpriced, but consider what it could have been.
But it looks like a really high quality material, and it had like the rhinestone
That's right.
logo on the back. I think with all the details, I mean, obviously we can't say how high quality it really is without seeing it in person, but if it's as nice as it looks, then I think that's relatively fair.
Yeah. I'll be honest though, just all in all, it was a pretty weak merch release.
Yeah,
and
there was nothing that I was like, oh my god.
In my opinion, I mean, most folks really only care about the picture disc now anyways.
Right.
And those picture discs sold out in like
immediately.
Less than an hour.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's no surprise there. And it's already been flipped on eBay for like double, triple, quadruple the price. So,
of course.
Yeah, I don't even see a reason to buy into all that anymore. they're gonna have to really drop something cool
Yeah.
to get me to buy something from here on out, because I did hear a rumor that was saying, I'm not sure where this rumor came from, but that there were going to be a few other definite celebrations.
Okay,
well,
good.
there could be a few other
Yeah.
anniversary celebrations this year for some big albums like Animalize, Hot in the Shade, or something like that, and whatever else. So
See, I'd love to see some 80s
Yeah.
album celebration. I might be tempted with some of that stuff, depending on how cool it is.
Yeah, because the last time they did something like that with, I think it was Revenge, it was kind of basic. I mean, there was some cool stuff, but they won't lean into it.
Yes, because they've always shy away from putting unmasked Kiss.
Which maybe it's photograph rights. I don't know.
Maybe, but like I feel like all the Revenge stuff, there was nothing that had like the band on it. You know what I mean?
There was one thing that had Gina Paul's faces on it, but that was it.
Yeah, but just Gina and Paul, like not Eric.
Oh,
Bruce.
and then the Poughkeepsie soundboard, they had trading cards and T-shirts or whatever with Gina and Paul from Animalize.
Yeah.
But no Eric and no Bruce.
Yeah.
Which is like, I mean, again, I'm sure maybe Eric's family owns Eric.
I guess.
And maybe
yeah.
Bruce has a license or whatever. But I don't know. It's just weird how they do some of that, because there's some really cool artwork.
Yeah.
But I don't care about really cool artwork.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I want good artwork, but I also want just the members of the band.
Still want the band
photographs
represented, yeah.
from the band.
Agreed.
So yeah, we'll see what they do going forward. But as far as I was concerned, Dynasty merch drop was cool to see. I'm glad they did it. I'm glad some fans bought some stuff, but it was a hard pass for me.
Yeah, and I know you did a poll on the on the Kiss Army Things Instagram story, asking everybody if they were getting any of the Dynasty merch, and it ended up, for a while there, it was like pretty heavily yes, absolutely.
For a minute there, I think it was 74% yes, and then like 14 or whatever percent no.
Yeah.
Or something like that. 20 to 14, yeah.
But as it stands right now, almost exactly 24 hours later, it was 60-40. So 60% said yes, absolutely, and 40% said nope, I'll pass.
Okay.
Now, I had to vote in order to see the results,
Right.
which skewed it a little bit, but
you
I was
put no
I was
because-
being honest when I said nope, I'll pass.
Exactly, so you were being honest.
Yeah, so I was part of that.
Okay, well, for sure. At least it's kind of sort of balanced. I mean, yeah, I would ask you guys, what did you guys buy? Did you even want to buy anything? If you did, let us know. And then when you get it, be sure
Yeah,
to
follow
let us
up
know.
and let us know if it's good quality, if you enjoy it.
I didn't even check when that stuff was shipping, because usually when they do an anniversary merch drop like that, you have to pre-order it, and then it doesn't even ship until
Right.
months later. But anyway, so there's our follow-up from the Dynasty. Actually, no, I'm going to continue this, because I'm pretty sure the first round of comments I chose came from our last episode from Dynasty.
About Dynasty, okay.
Yeah, so, and yes, because I specifically chose these comments first. So I wanted to pick up these comments and talk about these comments that were mentioning that sound effect on X-ray eyes.
Oh, okay.
Because we brought that up,
Yes.
and we were asking folks, have you heard this? You know anything about it? Like, what do you guys think? Let us know. And so we had a few folks comment and let us know what they think. So we have Mattman H commented, said, I always assumed the sound effect on X-ray eyes was a late 70s concept or idea of what a laser would sound like. Since
Okay.
lasers and X-rays and such are all kind of tied together back then, I definitely believe it's intentional.
Okay.
So that was the first comment, and I like that. It's definitely intentional,
Right.
'cause
but what it is and what it's supposed to be are up for interpretation.
absolutely. So Matt seems to think it's like a laser sound effect, which I do kind of hear that.
Yeah.
I do hear that, or like. If it's like an X-ray eye, maybe it's like an eye winking. I got X-ray eyes wink, or something.
Maybe.
I don't know. Who knows what it actually is? I tried to do some research and found nothing.
Interesting.
And to the point where like nobody's even talked about this before.
I guess not.
Like I've never heard anybody else mention this anywhere. I couldn't find any forums or any topics or anything.
But you're
on this sound effect.
Obviously, you're not the only one that noticed it, because we did have more than one comment of people interpreting what they've always thought it was.
Yeah, Ryan Bales commented, said the X-ray eyes noise sounds like a hi-hat accent by Anton.
Okay.
Tony Ekman commented and said, or a china or a splash cymbal. I'm not too sure about that, respectfully. I don't know if it's an actual instrument. It didn't sound like it was being played by Anton on the drums.
Right.
It sounded very much like it was engineered.
An added sound effect.
It was a digital effect or whatever.
Yeah.
Something on the engineering side. Oh, I also noticed that it traveled from one speaker to the other.
Oh, cool.
Because we heard it on your phone.
Yeah.
So we just got like a phone
I
speaker.
couldn't hear it as well. I need to do it with headphones or in a car or something.
Yeah,
Listen for
listening back to it, it does travel from, it's in stereo, so
That's
it goes from one speaker to the other. So it's
That's
definitely intentional.
Yeah.
Definitely not an instrument. It's something that Vinny Poncia had put in there for all of us to talk about even 45 years later, apparently. Really cool. So I don't know. I went back and listened to it and tried to, again, kind of come up with my own, because I liked what Matt Man said about it being a laser.
Yeah.
A laser sound effect or something like that. And I was like, yeah, it almost sounds like, this makes no sense. It doesn't, but this is what my mind wants to say. It almost sounds like an electronic piece of paper ripping.
Oh, a what?
Yeah, so the sound effect to me almost sounds like a piece of paper ripping,
okay,
but electronically. So there's no such thing, obviously, as an electronic piece of paper. But if there were, and you were to rip it, that's the sound effect. Makes no sense, but that's what my mind says.
Fair.
I have no idea what that sound effect is. I really don't. Rick actually even commented and jumped in.
I thought he said something too.
Yeah, Rick said, I always thought the X-Ray Eye sound effect was another disco-ish sound effect.
Okay.
Like the one used in I Was Made for Loving You, that Dan used to recreate by throwing matches in the toilet back in the 70s.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I can kind of hear that.
Yeah.
But so Rick thinks it's like a disco-ish sound effect. Very cool. So yeah, it's just one of them things that you just don't really know.
Yeah, we might never know.
Might never know. I also noticed that it repeated itself.
Okay.
It's in there twice. I think we talked about it happening at 3:03.
Yeah.
It actually happens about 10, 12 seconds earlier, about 2:51. And so how I didn't hear it then last time, but only caught it at the other one, I don't know.
Interesting.
But when I was listening back to it again after the episode, and after I heard all these comments, I listened to the song again, and I heard it twice and thought, no, wait a minute, am I hearing it twice, or did I rewind and didn't know it? No, it's actually there twice. So it's definitely intentional. It only happens at the end. But yeah, I don't know. It's just really wild. It's really random. But yeah, again, I'll just ask anybody out there, if you know any information about it, let us know. Has anybody ever interviewed Vinny Poncia? Does Vinny do interviews? We should get him on the pod maybe and figure out.
Get to the bottom of this.
Get to the bottom of that.
It's a very important issue.
It's well, again, nobody's ever talked about it.
No, I love it.
I've never heard anybody say it. But anyway, so Rick continues on. Now we're just getting into like I said, the comments here with all the fans and all that. So Rick said about Dynasty, absolutely love this album. My all-time favorite release. I feel bad. I said it was my least favorite Kiss album, but no. But Rick said it's my all-time favorite release. Danny bought me this CD for Christmas, probably '89. Hence, this will always be a winter album for me.
Aww.
Great show. Have a great week. You all are the best. No, Rick, you are the best.
That's right.
You are the best. Thank you.
I love that.
So much.
I love that everybody has their own association of certain albums to different seasons and things like that.
Seasonal listening. We've talked about that before.
And sometimes it's dependent on the vibe of the album, and sometimes it's just when you heard it for the first time or when you got it. So that's cool to hear that he regards it as a winter album, because I never would have thought of that on my own.
No, true. And I don't know that I associate Dynasty with any season.
No,
Unmasked to me is a summer album.
Yeah.
Because it just feels like...
Maybe spring and summer, but yeah.
Spring and summer, because it feels like those colors. It feels like that time of the year. And it was released in May as well. But no, I think it's cool that, he has a seasonal listening attachment to it.
Yeah.
For me, Monster is a fall... But again, it came out in the fall. So for me, when the leaves start to change and the weather cools down a little bit...
It's time for Monster.
That's Monster weather.
Yeah.
And it hits home.
Yeah.
Hits hard. So, yeah, that's really cool. You know what? Speaking of Dynasty and Rick, it's right behind you. Perfect. Could you grab the wax pack real quick?
Right there.
I'm surprised I didn't even bring this out in the last episode.
I know, we really should have, because I absolutely loved when we looked through this for the first time.
Yeah, I'm going to bring it back out because I think most folks might recall the wax pack. But Rick did this really cool fanzine newsletter for fans. And I think 4 issues, and volume 1, number 1, was all about Dynasty. This was back in the winter of, I think, 22? 22, obviously. Going to 23. But literally the entire thing is just dedicated all to Dynasty. When the tour started, when the tour ended, you have lots of really cool scans, set lists and things like that. Fun facts, and just, Rick did an awesome job
and
with this.
And he just writes the coolest little, stories and anecdotes, and I don't even know how to describe it, but Rick, you have a way with words, sir. I just absolutely love reading these, and we love watching It's All For You, Demon, his YouTube channel. Every time, we're hanging out in the computer room, our little office, and Xander's like, "Oh, Rick uploaded a new video." We always sit down and watch it together. It's
Every
great.
Friday night.
It's great. I love it.
Speaking of,
check it out if you haven't.
Speaking of some of Rick's cool little writings here, he says, Dynasty, although released in spring of '79, is the perfect Christmas record. Give it a spin next to the glow of a Christmas tree. Allow the sparkling lights to take you away to a disco rock wonderland. Light a match and throw it in the water, extinguishing the flames, like we talked about a minute ago, in sync with the laser sound effect and I Was Made for Loving You. Pure 70s childhood fun. On a snowy winter day, watch the bootleg taping of Kiss live in Largo, Maryland. Although taped during the summer of '79, the concert will soon become a winter go-to. A great companion piece is the full Tom Snyder Tomorrow interview. The Casablanca 33.5 single of I Was Made contains enhanced audio effects not present on the album. Fade in on Paul's vocals are present, as well as extended breakdowns, and Paul whispering "listen" prior to returning the vocals after the guitar solo. Gloriously disco. So yeah, I mean, I could keep going, but the whole wax package is full of stuff like this.
I love it.
I'm surprised I didn't bring that out in the last episode for the Dynasty celebration, but here we are now because, again, this episode is all about you guys, all about the fans, and that was like one of the coolest fanzines ever.
Absolutely. Love it.
Let's move on now to a comment from Jeff Milhoen. So this is a longtime viewer, and actually, I think Jeff and Mattman, I mentioned earlier, both of them are our new patrons.
Oh,
over on
wow.
Patreon.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
That's
you
awesome.
both. Really appreciate that. The first Patreon video just went up, so anybody who is thinking about doing Patreon, because everything's Patreon, go check it out. It's only like $5 a month if you guys want to support us. It directly supports our channel, our show. We're going to try and get a second microphone. How cool would it be for us to have 2 microphones?
Better audio?
I need a second hard drive because I'm running out of space.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
3 years worth of podcasts is,
3 years
a
worth of podcasts.
lot of data.
And Kiss Me Stefan and VFX.
So true. That's even worse.
Lots of Kiss. I would probably have more room if I wasn't doing those Kiss Me Stefan and VFX
That's
edits.
true.
But hey, you know me. So yeah, if you guys want to support us, the Patreon is a great way to do that. Thank you so much to our patrons, including our 2 new ones, Matt and Jeff. Jeff says, great episode. Dynasty and Unmasked are my favorite albums.
Oh, wow. Both of them. Okay.
I love the costume and change in direction that Kiss took. I think it paid off.
Yes.
My favorite song on Dynasty is X-Ray Eyes.
Okay.
This song I would take... The song I would take out for Magic Touch is It's Alright. Thanks for the great content. Keep it going. Okay, so yes, first of all, both Dynasty and Unmasked, favorite albums. How cool is that?
That's
Again,
great.
you kind of hear these 2 being towards the bottom just because of the sound and all that, but...
What I love is that every Kiss album is somebody's favorite, and that makes me happy. You know what I mean?
Ooh.
Like, and it's like that for every artist, I'm sure. But there is no right or wrong answer.
Every Kiss album is somebody's favorite Kiss album is Carnival of Souls.
Yeah, it's up there.
Somebody's
it's
favorite.
up there for me.
Somebody's favorite Kiss album is Peter Criss' solo album.
Oh, shout out Ryan.
You think so? You're right. It is their
I don't know if it's his favorite. Like,
Dynasty's
Kiss
his
album,
favorite.
but...
Actually, Dynasty is.
See, there you go.
But he also likes Peter Criss' favorite of the album. So
yeah, see, there's something for
So there you
everybody,
go.
and there's no right or wrong answer because everybody has valid reasons, and I absolutely love that. That's great.
yeah, I love the colors from this era. I mean, I was even saying how X-Ray Eyes was one of my least favorite songs on the album, and it's his
one of his
favorite. So
favorites.
boom, there you go. Yeah, there's always somebody out there who likes something different. But here's what I thought was cool because we talked about, how Magic Touch would belong perfectly on Paul's solo album, and so we said just kind of for fun. It was a very spontaneous moment in the episode.
Yeah.
What would you take off of Paul's solo album to put on
To
Magic
insert,
Touch
yeah.
if you could?
Yeah.
And I think Jeff was the only one who played along.
Yeah.
Jeff was the only one who played along, but he said he's taking off It's Alright. I don't know if I can agree with that.
That is a great song.
That's a great song. I don't know if I
It's
can...
not one of my favorites, though, so
It's not? Okay.
I mean, it's great, but...
Yeah,
I think it's valid. I don't think it's the one I would have chosen.
It does kind of have a similar feel to the other one,
Yeah.
track 4, Wouldn't Like to Know Me.
Yeah.
It's a similar feel to that, so I get it. But for me, I like those upbeat, hard rocking songs, so that's why we took off Hold Me, Touch Me, because it was just a little too sappy, I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But either way, that's cool. I thought it was cool that Jeff played along there.
Yeah, thanks.
Magic Touch. And you're welcome for the great content. We will keep it going. If you like this episode, you're going to love episode 100.
That's right.
Not even going to say anything more. Not yet, at least. But I do want to get to this comment from Tim, our friend Tim from Super Kiss 1400. Go check out his channel, guys. So I've been on Tim's channel. We've done a couple shows together talking about Kiss. Give him a like, give him a subscribe. He's a big fan of us. And so thank you, Tim, for checking out or watching our video and for commenting. Tim says, awesome video, man. I got Dynasty as a Christmas gift. back in 2013. Okay, so Rick got it in 89 as a gift in Christmas. Tim got his in Christmas for 2013, so that's really cool. He says, my favorite song is Charisma. Second favorite, Sure Know Something. I Was Made for Loving You is great, but sometimes I like listening to the B-side songs. Which is why when I got into 8-tracks, and I saw that Dynasty 8-track starts off with 2000 Man, and the second song is Magic Touch, and you don't even hear I Was Made for Loving You until the close.
What?
And the last song on the album is Sure Know Something. That was kind of cool. Have a great week, my man, and take care.
Is the 8-track just completely out of order?
So the 8-tracks are, all of them are mostly out of order like that.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either, and I kind of do. I kind of did. Could you grab the Love Gun one that's right there? Now, obviously, the Love Gun record is way out of order, so I won't even compare it to that. But let's see how.
Yeah, let's compare them.
Let's see how close this Love Gun 8-track is. So I Stole Your Love, Christine 16, Got Love for Sale. Okay. Shock Me. Okay, so it goes Shock Me and then Almost Human, whereas this is Shock Me and then Tomorrow and Tonight. This goes Tomorrow and Tonight, Love Gun Hooligan. Tomorrow and Tonight, Love Gun Hooligan. Hooligan, the last half of Hooligan is on a different side.
What?
Because it breaks it up.
That makes no sense.
Plaster Caster, and then so you have to hear half of Hooligan, and then turn it over to hear the other half of Hooligan. Plaster Caster, and then She Kissed Me. So it's mostly in the right order.
Yeah.
I Stole Your Love, Christine 16, Got Love. Oh, again, Got Love for Sale also does that too.
Yeah, there's just like a couple swapped in the middle and then split up randomly. But very strange.
But Dynasty is all over the place.
Yeah, apparently.
And I wonder if it has to do with the timing, because some songs are longer than others and shorter, and they can maybe configure it in a way where you don't have to break it up like that.
Right.
But that would be awful, listening to an 8-track.
Right, the song's not over and it stops.
Could you imagine listening to a vinyl record and halfway through the song it ends, you gotta turn it over? That's horrible. Yeah. But anyway, so no, I think it's cool that Tim mentioned this, because I don't have any knowledge of Kiss 8-tracks. I have just those two. I have an old Destroyer one and then a sealed Love Gun 8-track. That's it. So Tim is always dropping knowledge when it comes to the 8-tracks. But yeah, no, I had no idea that it started out with 2000 Man and ended with Sure Know Something. So that's pretty cool. Thank you, Tim, for that insight, man. Another comment here from Mixie Horror and Pop Culture, another longtime viewer. So thank you guys for the comments. I really do appreciate it, especially our longtime viewers. If you're a new viewer, thank you so much for joining the show, even if it is 3 years in. We really appreciate it.
Yes, welcome.
Please like and subscribe, or but also comment. I want your guys' comments, your stories. Remember, we're gonna get to some really cool stuff here in a minute. This is all just still Dynasty stuff right now.
Yeah.
So we'll get to some more stuff here in a minute. But the last comment about Dynasty comes from Mick, and he says, one of my favorite Kiss studio albums. Dynasty was released when I was in 7th grade. Kmart was promoting the album with Now Holy Grail promo Triangle Cube. Such a great album. So this is really cool because he was actually like there.
Yeah, it's like and nostalgic. That's awesome.
Yeah, so 7th grade, what are you, like 13?
Yeah.
In 7th grade?
Yeah, 12,
something
13,
like that.
Yeah.
First of all, Kmart. Who remembers Kmart?
Right?
How long has it been since you've been to a Kmart? They've all been closed down for a long time.
I don't even know if there's any left, and if there are, it's not many.
No, the last one I can think of around here closed
at least 10 years ago.
I would say probably 15, 20 years ago. Yeah, at the mall. It was at the mall.
Surely not 20 years ago. Maybe 15.
15 maybe. Yeah. 20. I don't know. You never know. But yeah, it's been a while since I've been to a Kmart. But anyway, what a great throwback there. So he mentioned the Holy Grail promo Triangle Cube. You're thinking, well, what is it, a triangle or a cube? It can't be both.
That's what I was gonna ask.
Yeah, I was going to say, so this is crazy because I did not know about this. And this is the cool thing about Kiss collecting and all that, is that there's always something else out there that you just don't know about. So this is the Holy Grail promo triangle, which basically, I mean, it's nothing really crazy about it. It's just a cardboard pyramid.
Okay.
That had...
Like 3D?
3D,
okay.
Yeah, that had the artwork for Dynasty on it. And then on each of the sides, it was like the Kiss Dynasty logo.
Cool.
And it would be on display in shops, for the album.
Yeah.
There was also a cube version that was less Kiss and more just Casablanca in general.
Okay.
Casablanca around 79 and various other points of sale would have these promo cubes, and each side had a different Casablanca album on it.
Okay, cool.
A new release. And of course, on one of the faces was Dynasty. So both of those items have become very highly sought out items, which the fact they're even out there is crazy to me, because this is like in-store promo items that are up for maybe a few weeks max and then thrown in the dumpster. And the fact that people still have these items is pretty crazy.
Yeah, there's a reason it's Holy Grail. They're probably super, super rare to come across.
And Mick was actually there in person, seeing
Got
it.
to see it.
Just as promo. Just as a promo thing.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Whatever. All of a sudden, you're 45 years later, it's like, well, this thing is actually, like, worth something.
Yeah.
And
this piece of cardboard.
Yeah, it's like, how do you get your hands on that? Like, who went up and said, I want this, or who kept it and gave it to young Billy, whatever.
Right.
It's like
some employee who was supposed to put it in like the trash compactor was like, I'm just gonna take this out to my car.
Yep, just gonna hush back because there was no cameras back in, so you could probably sneak it away. Now it probably wouldn't work that way, but no, I thought it was cool because the Holy Grail promo triangle, the promo cube, just some really cool 70s fun Kiss stuff that I wasn't really too aware of. So thank you for that. And now we're just going to get into random comments. I've got a handful of comments here just from some fans. This one goes back all the way to episode 82. And this was when we were talking about Paul's birthday.
Okay.
We were talking about Paul's solo album and Live to Win.
Yes.
Kind of talking about those.
Yes.
So Steve Sanders commented, and Steve said, I was lucky to see Paul on both solo tours. Looking back on those experiences, I think seeing him on his first solo tour stands out the most for a few reasons. One, the venue was very small, so basically everyone in attendance had a good seat close to the stage. Two, it was the first time I'd ever heard of or seen this amazing new drummer named Eric Singer. Three, the legendary Bob Kulick was on lead guitar. And to top it off, Paul and the band performed a brand new, unreleased song at the time called Hide Your Heart. What an unforgettable night.
Oh, that's cool.
That's cool.
Imagine hearing that for the first time
as an unreleased track. That'd be nuts.
And that song is like in my top 20 Kiss songs.
Oh,
for
snap.
Sure.
Snap. Okay, for sure.
I love
At some point we need to do a top 20.
I know
because we keep talking about it. At some point
I know
we're
we
going
do.
to do
I just feel like
There's just so many other topics to get to, though.
I know, and I feel like I need more time with certain albums before I make decisions.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Because
that's a good
there's
thing, yeah.
a lot of albums that I've like delved into way more than some others.
Sure.
So it will definitely happen.
It'll definitely happen.
Give us a little bit of time.
Because I feel like we've said like top 20, 40 times. Who knows?
And it's also something that I feel like evolves and changes over time anyway.
True.
So we could maybe do it at some point, and then maybe a couple years later do it again and see what the differences are.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be
no,
cool.
absolutely, for sure. Well, first of all, just to see Paul on both tours would be fantastic. I did not get to see Paul on the Live to Win tour. I don't think he came around here, and I wasn't really old enough to buy tickets and go to shows like that anyway. So yeah, I missed that, but I think it's cool to have Steve here telling us about his stories. He didn't say which show it was, but either way, you got Paul Stanley on stage. Bob Kulick was playing lead guitar. This is when Eric Singer was first involved in KISStory. This is the first time Eric was playing with Paul. And yeah, I think I did a video. I know I did a video on the channel about the Paul Stanley 8mm film that I had. So yeah, if you guys want some more Paul Stanley '89 solo tour fun on the channel, I did a video about this 8mm film roll that I came across. Got it converted, and did a whole video on YouTube.
Yeah, like restored it and
really,
everything.
really
it's
fun.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was super fun. But no, I could not imagine being there at this show because I need to have you watch some of that stuff. Maybe at some point we'll do a Paul Stanley 80s episode or something like that. Because that tour, I've seen some footage, and it is just absolutely ballistic. Paul Stanley always, gives it the extra push, always goes the extra mile on stage. But man, on this solo tour, he was doing so much. I mean,
bet.
He literally could have just gotten on stage, sang, and gotten off stage, but he was treating every one of these shows that held, 500 people max. He was treating them like they were holding 10, 20,000 people.
That's crazy.
And was just using every inch of that stage. And Eric Singer, of course, wasn't holding back either.
Right.
You got Bob Kulick, you got Gary Corbett on keyboard. So there was somebody else who I thought who might have been in the band too. Just a crazy lineup, crazy show.
Yeah.
Awesome stuff. Crazy night.
Yes.
Yeah, crazy nights that tour was.
I'd love to see more of that. I think I've maybe seen a few clips back when you were editing that video. You were kind of watching a few videos to try and find like audio that matched up with the footage we had.
Yeah.
So I've seen a little bit and it was awesome. And I've seen that book that you have.
I love that book.
That book is so cool. Just it's all about the his 89 solo tour. It has all these cool pictures and just like people's memories and information and stuff is really cool. But yeah, I'd love to see more from that.
Yeah, I'm going to try and do a follow-up to that video, that 8mm film video, this summer.
Okay.
Actually, so stay tuned for that. Really cool. But anyway, that was awesome, just to be able to see Paul on both tours. But yeah, I can see why that 189 would be awesome. It was a very, not like a short tour, but Paul didn't really go outside the United States. It almost seemed like he was wanting to become more of a solo artist around that time.
Yeah.
It sounded like. There's he had all these solo shirts. He was acting more like a solo artist in the music videos with Kiss, not playing guitar. He was just kind of like just singing
being
and,
the front man.
Being a frontman. So, I wonder how much Paul was thinking about going solo at that time. Because Hide Your Heart very well could have been a solo Paul Simon
Easily,
song.
yeah.
But anyway, let's go ahead and get to another comment here. This is from Mark Edwards from episode 95. So, Mark Edwards, I don't know if you're a regular. I don't recognize your name, so thank you so much for commenting. I've seen some folks here so far that are like some regulars.
Yeah.
I love seeing some names of folks I don't usually see. Even Mattman H, who is a patron of ours now, not a name I regularly see. So it's cool to see some folks who don't usually comment, commenting on our episodes. And so Mark says, let's see, episode 95, that would have been Joey number 2.
Okay.
Second time with Joey, talking about Eric Carr and Unfinished Business. But Mark said, love this episode. Joey is a true Kiss and Eric fan. I have a cool Eric Carr story. My first concert was the Crazy Nights tour in Memphis, Tennessee.
Nice.
By the way, that's the show where Carrie Stevens met Eric, he says. So, that I did not know. I did not know that
That's
Carrie
cool.
met Eric
At that specific show?
That's what he says.
That's
I have no
awesome.
idea. But anyway, so Carrie Stevens, everybody, is Eric Carr's longtime girlfriend, and they were together until he passed. She's a successful model, author. She makes great fudge.
I was gonna say the
She makes great
memory
fudge.
I have of her is that one Kiss Expo we went to, where at the time I don't think she does anymore, but at the time she had like a fudge business, and it was like this magical homemade fudge in all these different flavors. And I had I bought this like brick pretty much.
Yeah,
of
a
fudge
literal brick.
that took us forever to eat, but it was so good.
It was really good. I think COVID changed the way food could be sent. Because she would like package it and like send it out to people.
Yeah.
And I think it got, the rules got changed.
Yeah,
but
maybe,
anyway,
but that was
it's,
cool.
it's a bummer though, because Carrie Stevens' fudge was nuts. But anyway, so yeah, I guess they met in Memphis, Tennessee. But he says, I get to the venue and signs are on the door posted apologizing that the show has been postponed and won't start until 9 p.m.
Oh, okay.
So we're all standing outside for almost 2 hours. I think I went back and looked this up, and it was like, this is in like November or something like that.
So it's probably cold too.
Pretty cold. So November, Tennessee, show's postponed, won't start until 9 p.m. So we all had to wait outside for almost 2 hours. A guy in the crowd starts shouting something like, "Who do these Kiss guys think they are, making us stand out here and wait?" That guy was Eric Carr himself.
No way.
He came out and stayed out there and hung out for an hour before going back in.
Oh, he would.
Cool stuff and great memory.
I love Eric Carr.
That's really cool. Could you imagine like being like really pissed off?
Yeah.
Waiting on a Kiss concert, like just open the doors and like, man, it's cold out here.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden some guy's like, yeah, what's the big idea? You're like, yeah, this guy gets it. What? That's Eric Carr. I'd be freaking out,
That
man.
is awesome.
But that's the most Eric Carr thing ever.
What a cool story. Yeah, I was going to say, it checks out 100%.
Yeah, Eric Carr was that guy.
Yeah.
He was always there for the fans. That's why I'm reading these. There's 2 ways I could do this show. I could do this show and have a bunch of division and arguments and debates, right?
Yeah.
Or we can bring everybody together, we can have fun, celebrate, share cool stories, and this is what I choose. Every single time. This stuff right here. I would rather read these comments than any sort of negativity at all. This is fantastic stuff. Eric Carr standing outside of a show. It makes you think of Damien from Mean Girls. Like, it doesn't even go here. It's like somebody just kind of, obviously in a different way.
The
but
hood on or
with a
something.
hood on. But like Eric Carr's like, what are you doing out here? Get in there. But no, Eric Carr, leave it to Eric Carr to be that cool guy who's just hanging out.
Like directly with the fans while they have to wait. That's awesome.
There's a cool story about Eric Carr that said that he learned how to write with, both hands.
Okay.
So that no matter what, he could sign autographs.
Oh,
and
2 at a time.
If his hands were full, no matter which hand was full, he always had a free hand to sign autographs for. And
That's
it's like,
so wholesome.
What a cool guy.
I love Eric.
It actually makes me think of when you and I and Rob were in Dayton. Okay. At the sound check.
Oh, and when Eric Singer came in.
And it was also running behind.
Yes.
And Eric Singer popped in.
Yes.
And kind of walked around and was talking with fans.
With people.
You know, Eric and Tommy, you know, those guys are good to the fans.
Absolutely.
Well, they were fans
Bruce,
first. Eric, Eric, absolutely. But Eric and Tommy, you know, they were fans first, so they get it. But no, I love all those stories about KISS members, especially obviously Eric, who isn't even with us. But let's hear from Leatherneck. Leatherneck. Okay. I love that name. What is that? Is that like you're a redneck, but you've been in the sun so long that your skin's now leather? Is that what that is? I don't know. There's redneck and then leatherneck. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, so this is from the KISS Coffee House video. So yeah, this was been about a year ago. I did a KISS Coffee House video and was asking fans to leave their stories and memories. And so Leatherneck said, went twice in 2007. First time was in, I think, February 2007 to a KISS Expo there. Bruce was there, got to meet him. Second time was in June of 2007. This was the KISS Coffee House first anniversary party. We had VIP passes to meet Ace. Ooh. Took my dad with us. Had an awesome time. I hated so much when it closed down. Yeah, that's a bummer. We only got to go once, but it was just a random weekday or whatever, you know. This guy was there at a KISS Expo apparently in February of 2007.
At the coffee house? That's so cool.
Yeah, I heard that Bruce had done his album release party.
Yes, I remember.
For BK3.
Yep.
You know, a few years after this. But I never heard about an expo there, so that is really cool. That'd be like an ultimate KISS expo. But no, I did know about the first anniversary party with Ace was there. So they had Ace there, and they had Mr. Speed performing.
Cool.
And Ace got on stage with Mr. Speed and played Shock Me.
What? That's
awesome. There's not very good footage, but there is one video I found on YouTube of that I put
that is incredible.
In the video. And yeah, I've heard Rich talk about that moment, talking about being on stage with, you know, they're dressed up in makeup as KISS.
That must be so surreal.
And then the guy is there playing lead guitar and singing the song in the microphone.
That's great.
Total cool. So that's why I wanted to mention that, because not only was it cool for Leatherneck to be there with his dad meeting Ace, the first anniversary, but imagine, you know, the guys on stage too. So this is really cool stuff. I love hearing about everybody's stories. It's just awesome stuff. This one especially. This one's crazy. Michael Flores talks about Psycho Circus. I did a video last year talking about the 25th anniversary for Psycho Circus.
Okay.
And because that was my first KISS album. Evidently, it was also Michael Flores' KISS album, first KISS album too. He says, "Oh man, my first KISS album. I was 7. I ran home from school because my mom said I could go pick it up. My mom noticed that I was so excited I was shaking. I can think back to getting to the store and someone was already planted in the KISS section overlooking the fresh copy. Seeing the cover for the first time had me so mesmerized I almost forgot where I was until my mom handed me the copy I was soon to drive her insane with for the foreseeable future. As I'm walking to the cashier, these guys behind me are talking about how KISS is going to be in concert on Halloween at Dodger Stadium. And I can think back trying to fathom what it would be like. And mid-thought, my mom turns and says, "Wouldn't that be cool to go see him?" And I look and kind of, nodded a little bit, still focused on my creepy-ass clown that was bursting out of the jewel case. Little did I know that this store was also a hub for Ticketmaster. So I overhear my mom tell the guy that she wants to buy the CD and get tickets.
No way!
My mind runs wild. My childlike mind was slowly putting 2 and 2 together. In fact, it wasn't even until she uttered the words KISS and Dodger Stadium that I knew what was even going on. But when she let me hold the tickets in my hand, suddenly the album became even more to me than what it initially was.
Yeah.
I went home, burned every song into my brain like I was going to be quizzed on it. And I can think back to the following month after getting the album taking so long, Halloween could not have come faster. I would continue on with my story, but I've already written a novel here.
That gave me chills.
That is the coolest thing
you
ever.
You could have continued. That was great.
That was great. So, I mean, I was like 3 when the album came out. So I was at home listening to it, you know. I was screaming and crying when Mom and Dad went to the show and didn't take me and Jeb and I was mad. I was red hot. But Michael, a few years old, he was like 7,
That's
gets the CD pretty much on release date. And also gets tickets.
Your mom is a real one. That
Shout out
amazing.
to all the cool KISS moms out there. My mom's a KISS fan. My mom's a KISS fan. So all the cool KISS moms.
And you didn't even
shout out.
You didn't even, as a 7-year-old, ask for the tickets or say, "Mom, can we please go?" You're just like, "Yeah, that would be cool." Oh my gosh, are we actually getting them?
We're actually going to go. And
That's
that
awesome.
show was the opening night of the tour too. That was the night 1 of the tour.
On Halloween.
Dodger Stadium on Halloween. It was the first night with the glasses, right? First 3D show.
So cool, dude.
Absolutely awesome.
That's a great
that
story.
show is also pro shot on Kissology Volume 3. So
nice.
Hopefully Michael Flores has a copy of that because he gets to watch the show
that he
saw for the first time live in pro shot.
That's awesome.
I've always been jealous of folks like that. Like all the folks that were there at Tiger Stadium.
Right.
The
Those
Reading
iconic
Tour.
nights.
It's like, man, you get to watch that. Your show.
Right. It's professionally recorded.
Yeah. Get a home theater system, a home projector, and just make it a theater. I don't know. That was just so cool. That was the last comment of the stories. I have one more comment here from our good friend Adam Anderson. Adam, I hope you're doing well, my guy. Adam commented on episode 96. He said, "Hey Xander, do you have the huge KISStory book? If so, one day, can you please show it off? I've never seen it, and I'm fucking hanging, man. Rock on." And I told him that I would show the big KISStory book on the show one day. And so today is that day. The 3rd anniversary, I'm going to do it.
That's right here,
That's it right there if you want to bust that thing out. So I don't know how we're going to do it.
Oh, it's so heavy.
I don't know how we're going to do this.
It's so
but
large.
We're going to figure something out. So you can see that I have my KISStory book in this big sleeve to keep it protected because I don't want to get it all dinged up. But I know that a lot of people have just put their KISStory book up for good because a lot of them have spine issues where the spine's falling apart.
Right, if you do open and close it too much.
So I'm assuming, who's actually gone through and read this through all the way through?
Yeah, it honestly does.
There's no way.
Look.
Does it look like it's coming apart?
Yeah, this last section here.
This last section right there?
You see how it's like out?
Yep, for sure.
Be careful.
So we'll be careful with it. But yeah, so obviously, 440 pages is
huge.
A lot for a book to hold. But no, other than that, really well done. Love the book right there. There were, there were 2 printings, I think, of the first book.
Okay.
There was a first run, a second run, and then there was KISStory Volume 2.
Right.
That came out a year or so later. But this was a really cool, mid-90s release. I'm going to go ahead and, again, open it up really slowly here. But here's the inside cover. Really cool Kiss Marvel comic book artwork right there. So this is what you would have found in the Blood comic. But they have it nice and silvered out. So
yeah, that's very
really,
cool.
really cool. And obviously, we won't go page by page. That's just ridiculous. But
this is an
main
important page
that everybody wants to see is this page. Thank you, babe, for your help. This page right here. And these are all live autographs. So when this book was printed originally, it came signed by the original 4.
Right.
So Gene, Paul, Peter, and Ace would have signed this. I think there were some copies, maybe KISStory 2 or whatever, came signed by the Revenge lineup. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Maybe I'm getting that backwards. I'm not really sure. They'll correct me. But anyway, so here, this one was signed by Gene, Paul, Peter, and Ace first. And this is the only item I have, one of the only items I have, that is signed, not just by all 4 original members, but Pete's autograph too. I don't have Andy Peters' autograph. So
this is the only thing you have Peter Chris's autograph on?
That I can think of.
Yeah, I think you're right.
This is really it. I don't have any other Peter autographs.
And I love that we have Ace's card. That's
the Ace
so
card.
good.
I've never actually met Peter. Peter and Vinny are the only ones that I never met in life. But we also were able to get, you can see we have Tommy, Bob Kulick, Eric Singer, and Bruce Kulick. So this was something that Jeb also, that gold record he lugged around and got signed. He also lugged this thing around and got it signed as well.
This is heavy.
This is pretty heavy.
This is a heavy book.
This is a heavy book. When you're carrying the cover, I got the rest of it over here.
I know, but when I pulled it out, I was like, oh, wow.
Oh, yeah, no, it is very large. But yeah, so Eric signed it in purple. Everybody else signed it in black, but very, very cool.
It's blue.
Was it blue?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Okay, for sure. No, you're fine. It's the lighting in here. So just a random page, just to give you an idea of what the book looks like on the inside. You can see it has some scans from the Cadillac newspaper, some awesome photographs there. Basically, this book was just a giant walkthrough of KISStory.
Yeah.
It starts in the 70s, and then I think if we were just, again, very carefully...
Careful with that last part.
Open up here, but I gotta show this stuff. Dang. So yeah, as it goes on, you get some awesome photographs.
Wow, yeah.
Some really cool stuff there. I love this photograph of Kiss.
Oh my gosh, I've never seen that in my life.
I've never seen that either.
It's like a Christmas picture. They've got like Santa hats. Paul's shirtless, of course.
Naturally.
Incredible.
And then got Gene putting on the makeup for the first time. Who knows how long right there.
Yeah, Paul too.
So, really cool stuff.
Amazing.
But yeah, Adam, you wanted it. You got it, man. Here is the KISStory book that I wanted to show you. Nothing on the back, but there is the spine. And yeah, that worked out pretty well.
Yeah.
I think we did pretty well.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not sure how I'm going to show it, but I'll do it
Takes
for Adam.
two.
I will do it for Adam. So, yeah, I'm going to take some time here just to get this put back up. Yeah, it's still in pretty good condition. Jeb, this was at a pawn shop.
Yes, I remember. Yeah.
A local pawn shop before they closed down.
Yeah, I remember that.
Jeb came home and told me, he goes, hey, there's a KISStory book at the local pawn shop. I said, what? I went and saw it, and it had the price tag of $400.
Yeah.
Which I think is actually a pretty decent price.
Right, compared to what you might see. Yeah.
No. It is a pretty accurate price.
Right.
You know, that's a pretty reasonable price. But, of course, when you're graduating high school.
Right, and you are broke, probably.
And you're broke,
yeah.
$400 is like $2,000. So,
yeah.
You know, but I'll never forget when I went home about a week later, and Jeb goes, oh, by the way, I bought that. I was like, you what? He goes, yeah, come see it. And I'm like, you actually went and put yourself in debt. Okay, for sure, whatever, good for you.
Fair enough.
But no, he went and got it, and he brought it and got it signed by all those members.
And now it's yours.
And now it's mine. Thank you, Jeb. And you're welcome, Adam, for showing that. So I guess that kind of means that we're now getting into the merch part of the show, right? The Collector's Corner,
yeah.
I feel like. Yeah, so might as well just continue the fun here. So I wanted to start opening some I have just one package to open today. And, oh, this is what I think it is. It's about time.
Ooh.
When's the last time I got the Kiss knife out?
It's been a minute.
It's been a minute since we had the Kiss knife out.
I have no idea what this is.
Well, I'll tell you what. We've been waiting and waiting and waiting for this. So, I could be wrong. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm going to go ahead and pop this bad boy open. I love our show. We just
too.
talk about Kiss and show a bunch of Kiss stuff. Isn't that awesome?
It
Isn't
really
that great? Simple things in life.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go.
Is this what I think it is?
It's the first album merch.
Oh, I'm so
Finally.
excited. Oh, I'm so excited for that. But show this first.
Finally. So, as you guys know, this year, February was the 50th anniversary for the first album, and there was a merch drop, which I thought the first album merch drop was more impressive.
Yes,
than Dynasty. Which makes sense. It's the first album.
I agree. Yeah.
It's the first album. But I actually said, you know what? I'm going to try and get out of here under $50.
Yeah.
And I did.
Yeah.
So the only things I got were these socks. They're called the Strutter socks. There they are. I thought the images would be a little bit better looking, but they are woven, so it is what it is. I do want to open these up.
Absolutely. Are you gonna wear them or no?
We're about to find out.
Okay.
I'm gonna judge right now. So when I bought them, I intended to wear them.
Ooh. They're nice.
They're pretty nice.
I think you'll want to wear those.
They're pretty nice. There you guys go. That's what they look like right there. The faces look weird, but that's because they're woven in and stitched.
and it's the top part of the sock where it's like ribbed and stretchy, so it's gonna look like that. But they may look better on, honestly, once it's a little bit more stretchy.
Yeah, and honestly, it's fine. I was thinking they were gonna be more photographic, but it's kind of hard to do.
No, it's more of an illustration.
Which
but
they're
it's
cool because they're sewn in. They look really cool. They have the hair.
Yeah. And the strutter and Kiss. Wow.
The logo.
I like it.
So, pretty cool.
You should definitely wear
those.
those.
I'll probably, maybe in the wintertime when it gets real warm.
Yeah.
Because they're pretty thick. But no, so I got the socks, and then I also wanted to try and get the black diamond ring.
I'm so excited for this.
So, I had to...
Is it cool?
It's really dope. I mean, it's very, very simple. It looks like a class ring almost.
It does. Oh, it's cool.
So, it is. It's very, very cool.
We'll have to...
It was only about $25, I think. It was like 25 and then 15, which 15 for socks is kind of pricey, but it's the first album, so whatever.
Not really for like fancy ones.
Fancy
like
socks is fine.
This is cool. It's got like the black diamond on the front. It's got the little Kiss logo on both sides. Yeah.
Nice.
Try it on, make sure it fits.
Yeah,
Are you gonna wear it?
Well, I don't know.
I think you should.
Again, I wasn't sure what my ring size was, and I guessed it right.
Well, we figured it out. We couldn't remember what his wedding ring size was, but we figured it out, and I'm glad we were right. It's perfect. You gotta wear it.
Like all the time, you think?
I mean, as much as you want. You don't have to wear it all the time, but it's cool.
Is it okay to wear on my ring finger on this finger?
Of course.
Sweet. Holy crap.
Wear it. That's
kind of
cool.
looks cool.
It looks really cool.
Guys, I took a chance on this. This is something I almost regretted this. I was like, why did I spend money on a ring I know I can't wear?
It looks badass.
It actually fits me.
It looks badass. You need to wear it.
Damn. Okay. Wow. Very cool. Did not see that coming. Boom, y'all. There you go.
Oh man, I'm jealous.
Does it fit you?
Probably not. Maybe in my middle finger. But I'm also not really a silver kind of person.
No, you're a gold.
It's okay. It kind of fits my middle finger. But
you're a gold.
This is making me even more tempted to buy the Taylor Swift ring that I've been trying to get myself to not buy. Because now I want a cool ring.
I think you should.
You think I should?
I think you should.
As if I don't have enough
They just
rings
restocked
and gold
it
jewelry already.
on the T-Swift shop.
Yeah.
She just restocked it,
Yeah.
didn't she? So.
And it's kind of it's not that big, but it's similar shape.
Yeah, you could. We'll be ring buddies. I mean,
Maybe.
we're already ring buddies
Right.
forever. We're married, but like, no, I don't know. Anyway.
That's really cool. I'm
that is really
glad
cool.
you got that. How much was it?
It was only like 25.
It's not bad.
25 and then 15 for those.
That's
so
really not bad, and it's good quality.
with shipping, I was out $45. I mean, I was under 50. That's what I wanted.
That was the goal.
I was like, there's no reason to just drop a bunch of merch.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, Kiss, you're going to have to work for it to get my money in 2024.
Yep, that's right.
You know, I spent all this money on the tour. I spent all this money everywhere. You better have some banging stuff if you want to get my money.
Yeah, and
But,
we're limited on space as well, so it's got to be really good.
I'm literally thinking about setting up my own eBay. I'm thinking about setting up my own online store and then a store on our Patreon and a store on the eBay just to get some of the stuff out so we can get more stuff in.
Yeah.
Right? Sell some Kiss stuff to buy more Kiss stuff. Would you guys be interested? Because I'm going to sell this stuff cheap. I'm not looking to make profit. I'm not in this for profit. I'm in this for more Kiss stuff. So I'm in this to help your collection.
Just trade things out, basically.
Help my collection.
Yeah.
This is very symbiotic. What we do around here on Kiss Army is very symbiotic. But the last thing I want to get to before the big announcement is the Kiss Merch of the Year. So I've just been showing something from my collection that coincides with the same year as our episode number. This is episode 99. So I want to show something from 99. It's been here the whole time. I'm wearing it. It's this shirt right here.
Oh, wow.
So I chose this. I think I may have some other items from that year floating around, but I chose this shirt for 99 because I had no idea it was from 99.
Yeah, I didn't realize that either. That's
I
awesome.
bought this when I was in high school, so 2010, right? Bought it in 2010 from the Kiss catalog, Kiss Museum, RIP. And didn't think anything of it. Thought it was a normal or a newer shirt.
Yeah.
Literally only this year did I find out that this shirt is prior to the new millennium.
Right.
This is a 90s shirt.
That's really
Even
cool.
says so right there, 99.
Yeah. That is cool. I wanted to see if it was...
It's Kiss catalog.
That's
but,
cool.
So yeah, here you guys go. Kiss shirt with all the 70s albums on it. Does it have Dynasty? It does. Yes, first, second, third, fourth, all the way around. The first album on the back or the front, and then on the back it says the originals, right?
Yep. Kiss the Originals. The albums that touched... Wait, what? The albums that touched off a rock and roll explosion. That's a weird sentence. Rock of Nations.
Cool. There you go. Yeah.
Touched
So
off. That's a weird
that's
sentence.
a weird way to word that. I wonder if it was translated, touched off, kicked off, maybe. I don't know. Maybe
Yeah,
it's a
that must
Japanese
be
shirt
what
that
they
was
mean.
translated.
They must mean kicked off. Or like that's...
It's a weird way to word that. I don't know.
Maybe it's just a phrase I've never heard. I don't know.
I guess so. But yeah, no, you can kind of tell. I mean,
Either way,
it is
awesome
getting
shirt.
kind of cracky. It's
But it's
fading.
got that vintage faded effect. I
really
love faded vintage shirts like that. And it's like real soft now because it's been so worn over the years. I love it.
Yeah, so this is a high school shirt that I just never knew was a 90s shirt.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
that was a surprise for me. So that's why I wanted to show for the collection corner today. But now it's time for the announcement. Like we said, this is our 3rd anniversary.
Yes.
It's always a reason to celebrate around here. And so I wanted to do a special giveaway just for you guys. So we usually keep our giveaways towards the Christmas season, the Christmas episode. We'll do, every year we do a giveaway around Christmas time. I have to do a midway giveaway to celebrate the 3rd anniversary because, I mean, come on, guys. It's 3rd anniversary of Kiss Everything's. You guys are the reason for the show. It would be just us in here talking about Kiss without you guys. But, you guys give us a reason to set up and to have fun, to talk Kiss and celebrate. And so
we wouldn't still be going after all this time if it weren't for you guys.
Exactly. And I really want to give back to you guys because all we're doing right now is making our own fun. With Kiss off tour, it's up to us and you guys and the Kiss Army to have our own fun. And so we're going to be here providing as much fun as we can for you guys. And so I thought it would be really cool to do a giveaway. I will show you what you're going to win before I tell you how you can enter. How's that sound? So, we are going to be giving away a copy of Classic 78's newest album, Phantoms, on CD, still sealed, as well as this brand new Classic 78 t-shirt. This is very soft, very comfy. So, you guys might remember several episodes ago, a handful at this point, Tom reached out and sent us a package. He sent us all, us three, you, Jeb, and I, CDs and t-shirts, but he included a 4th CD and a 4th t-shirt. And I knew right then and there that
yeah.
we were going to do a giveaway. I wasn't even going to wait to Christmas. I said, I'm going to do this. I'll find a reason. Yeah, today's the reason.
Exactly.
3rd anniversary of the Kiss Everything's podcast. For those of you who are actually watching these videos and listening to them all the way through to the end, here's your reward. So you guys are going to be able to enter this giveaway to win a copy of Classic 78's new album. I should probably say who these guys are first, in case they don't know.
Yeah, in case you didn't watch that.
A lot of Kiss fans already know who they are, but just in case you don't. So you got these two guys, right? Tom and Joe, huge Kiss fans, started writing and recording original Kiss music, or original music in the style of 70s Kiss. So as opposed to Dynasty, Unmasked, and solo albums, you know, what would have been the next Kiss album in the same vein as Rock and Roll Over and Love Gun?
Yeah.
This right here. This right here.
And if you haven't heard this, I mean, just get on YouTube right now and look up a song, because it's insane. The first time he showed this to me, like, it sounds like Kiss through and through. The songwriting style, the vocals, the instrumentation, just all the musical choices across the board. Like, it sounds like an uncovered Kiss album that never came out. It's awesome.
Yeah, this wouldn't work for all of us here because we're all diehards, but yeah, you guys could fool a casual with this.
Yeah. And you can get lost in it. Like, the longer you listen to it, like, you can kind of trick your brain into believing that it's Kiss. I can trick my brain into thinking it's Kiss.
Yeah. And if you were to, you could probably get a casual and think, hey, did you ever hear that album, Phantoms from Kiss? It's
right.
Like, no. It's like, well, check it out.
Yeah, they believe you 100%.
And they would probably believe you. I mean, Show Me Your Love, Fever Dream, Smoke and Mirrors, they're really good. Queen of Hearts, What You Gonna Do is probably my favorite. But anyway, so yeah, we have a 4th CD. This, guys, you're going to love this.
You're going to love it. I highly recommend.
Here's the shirt. It is an extra large, so it is pretty big, but it'll keep you nice and snug, nice and cozy. Awesome print, beautiful screen print. So these can be yours, and here's how to enter. So we want you to comment on this video only. It's not going to work on Facebook, not Instagram. It's only going to work right here on YouTube, episode 99. So what we want to do, or Patreon, on Patreon. If you're watching on Patreon, you can comment on Patreon too and enter. That's totally fine. But either way, on this video right now you're watching, comment. Start out your comment with, I want to enter the giveaway. Pretty simple, right? I want to enter the giveaway, and my favorite Kiss memory is. If you tell us, I want to be in the giveaway, and here's my favorite Kiss memory, that's how we know that you're going to be entered in the contest, okay? Yep. Obviously, we want to know that you're entering, but, I mean, hey, this whole show today has been nothing but your guys' memories, and so keep the fun going. Tell me your favorite Kiss memories. That's how I know that you're a Kiss fan and you want to enter into the giveaway. What we're going to do is, the next episode, we'll put all those names into our Firehouse Paul Stanley hat.
Always.
And we'll shake it around and we'll make sure to draw a random winner. It has to be random. Otherwise, it's illegal. It has to be free to enter. Otherwise, it's illegal. So rest assured, it is free to enter. It's easy to enter. Just comment saying that you want to enter the giveaway and let us know your favorite Kiss memory. And that's how we'll be sure to put your name. We're not going to judge you on your memory. It's a random drawing. So it has nothing to do with...
If you want to be entered, you will be entered.
Yes. Has nothing to do with, oh, well, this person met Paul.
No, you don't have to have the coolest memory.
Bought the album the day of. It's like, well, this, no. It's about just, getting involved in the fun. Let us know. We'll put your name in the hat. And the next episode 100, is when we will do the drawing.
Which is also another big celebratory episode.
Big celebration.
I love that it ended up our 3rd anniversary right before the 100th episode. It's perfect.
Yeah, for real. No, it did work out pretty awesome. And so, yeah, so you guys can enter the contest, enter the giveaway, and you can win a Kiss album straight out of time.
Yep.
Pretty much.
Yep.
So, yeah, I think that's
out of like a parallel dimension or something.
A parallel dimension, yes. And speaking of pulling out Kiss albums from parallel dimension, check this out, Daphne.
What?
So this is an advanced copy of the new 2024 Kiss album. So there's a new Kiss album. Obviously not, but just hear me out. So the next episode of the Kiss Army Things podcast, we're going to be reviewing the quote-unquote new Kiss album for 2024. That's how we're going to celebrate episode 100.
Nice.
Daphne, you're going to love this. Check it out. Listen to it. Half of it you heard, half of it you've never heard, and you're going to give us your review.
I can't wait.
The first review of the new Kiss album.
He's been working on this for a very long time.
I've been planning this
secretly
for a long time. I've been working really hard for this. So please join us next time, episode 100.
If you want to know what that's all about.
If you want to know what that's all about, and if you want to know who's going to win
yes.
Kiss Classics. or I'm sorry, Classic 78, and the T-shirt. So that's really cool. I like how we had an empty table in the beginning, and now the table's filled up. It always happens. So yeah, thank you guys for 3 years.
Yes,
this is
seriously.
Really, it does not get old. Sitting here talking about Kiss. I want to do this for as long as I can, and so as long as there are people watching these videos and talking with us, we'll keep doing them. So seriously, thank you guys. We have so much fun planned, not just for the next episode, but beyond.
Yeah, for the rest of the year.
If you think that we're slowing down, no, we are just getting started. Okay, anyway, enough with that. So please like, follow, and subscribe. And if you want more of us, more Kiss Army things, head over to the Patreon. The Patreon is honestly the best way that you can support us and our channel. So thank you to our Patreons right now. It's been really fun talking with you guys. We have our first Patreon video just went up, so check that out, and we'll see you guys over there. In the meantime, just enjoy the warm weather.
Yeah.
Seriously, it is nice out.
Hopefully it's nice where you're at too.
Hopefully it's warm. Hopefully it stays warm. It stays nice. But anyway, we'll see you guys next time in episode 100, the big 100, not 1,000, the big 100, whatever, I don't know. Anyway, we'll see you guys then. My name is Xander.
My name is Daphne.
Peace out. Have a great day.